Obama in Atkinson, Illinois. Talking jobs, talking debt ceiling, talking all kinds of things. Still with us is April Ryan, White House correspondent for American Urban Radio Network. We are also joined by Ari Fleischer, who is the former White House secretary under George W. Bush. Good to have you both with us. April, we talked just a moment before about the president and his plan to address the nation with his plan for jobs and how to create jobs after Labor Day. Ari, I want to get your take on this latest announcement and the timing of it.
Well, I think the president has made a very bad tactical decision here. He would have been so much better served, and the office of the presidency would have been empowered if he had first come out with all the specifics of a new plan and not waited till September, and then took this tour to promote the plan across the country. In that way, it really would have been a presidential trip, presidential action aimed at policy. Instead, he has really diminished the office of presidency and himself to being just another candidate crisscrossing the trail in Iowa with Mitt Romney and with Rick Perry and with others. I don't understand the White House's strategy, thinking, timing, or tactics as they've gone through this August. It just seems they're making a lot of mistakes.
April, we haven't heard a whole lot about the president's plan to improve the job situation and get people back to work. What do you think needs to happen? What does the president and Congress need to do?
That's it, Randy, and I love Ari to death. It's been 8 years since we've been on TV together, but guess what, Ari, you're totally wrong. And without the spin, Congress and the president need to work it out. That's the bottom line. And this president has had a hard time with Congress trying to get things passed. And the bottom line is the American public, those who are without jobs, those who don't have enough money coming in, those who are underemployed. And that's the issue. It's not necessarily all the politics or what's going on. It's about getting the job done, and that's at the end of the day, and that's what people are going to vote for in the polls.
Ari, what needs to be in the jobs plan to get it through?
Well, I'm a skeptic on what President Obama has left that he can announce and make any difference in terms of private sector employment. He's been in office now for about, I just looked it up, it's something about 31 months. And by my count, this is going to be his 10th major speech announcing economic plans or job plans. So on average, about once every 3 months, the president is announcing a new, so-called new, major economic jobs program. And the reason is because nothing he's announced before has worked. I think that we're caught in one of those business cycles where the likelihood is nothing will happen between now and election that's going to turn that business cycle around. Whoever is president in 2013, whether it's Barack Obama reelected or the Republican, is going to be the beneficiary of just the changing climate and the private sector economic cycle. I think there's very little the president can do other than to create make-work government jobs and put more people on the payroll, which, of course, is what the stimulus tried to do and failed to achieve its objectives when we spent $1 trillion in early 2009.
April, I see you shaking your head.
I love Ari to death again, but Ari, he's got a lot of spin, and he's not, Ari, you're not really directing the issue to Congress. The GOP, you've got tax cuts. The president is talking about tax cuts, and this is something that the GOP has been pushing. And if indeed this does not happen, if Congress does not push tax cuts, what is the problem? What is the problem? It's about a coming together, and it's about everyone. All of these incumbents are faced with the realism of people not having jobs, and they're seeing what's going on right now.
Ari, I want to give you the last word on this. Go ahead.
Congress does have a vital role to play here, but it really does begin with presidential leadership. What I think the president needs to do, he should have done it in August and then taken the bus tour, but now in September, specifics. Will he support raising the retirement age on Medicare and Social Security to 67 or higher than 67? Will he change the CPI, the Consumer Price Index, for Social Security, which also affects tax brackets and brings in more revenue? We need to hear the specifics, President. It's presidential leadership that drives Congress to action. And of course, in the United States Senate, they haven't even passed a budget for the last 2 years in a row, which is a big part of the problem in Washington.
Well, you know, we could continue to talk about this for hours. Unfortunately, we don't have that time. But thank you to both of you, Ari Fleischer, April Ryan. Appreciate it.